Hello everybody, how's it going? Andrew here from Amphlett Reviews, or formerly known as Media World 01. This is my second video since my channel update, and it's great. I'm looking forward to doing this. This is good. This is a Jackie Chan collection, and I've really wanted to do this specific video for a while now, and the main reason is I'm doing a marathon. Randomly since March, April, I've really got into Jackie Chan films, and I will talk more about it with each specific film. I've never seen a lot of his older content, and I've always been a fan of Jackie Chan, from like the animated series to obviously Rush Hour, etc, etc. And since watching Police Story, which is the one that kind of sparked this all off, it's been a completely breath of fresh air, really fun ride experience getting into all these movies, into that type of martial arts, type of cinema that I haven't really seen much of. I love foreign movies, I love watching different types of content, and this is kind of one of the sides I've never really watched, and it's been an amazing couple of months really getting into his kind of mindset as a director, as a film star, and his history, as what kind of content he wanted to make, and seeing different evolutions of Jackie Chan's sort of career, from his kind of like early martial arts to kind of police story comedy, and then to more of his darker stuff, and then to more of his kind of serious dramas later on, leading up to obviously his more modern movies, more current movies, which are not as good quality, but I love watching the old stuff and taking a risk on all of them, and some of them have been really refreshing and really surprising, been really funny, been some of the best pieces of content that I've seen in the past 4 or 5 months than, well, obviously cinema movies or anything I've seen on VOD or kind of thing recently, because cinema recently in terms of like movies wise, it's been a bit hit and miss, as I once did kind of thing, and maybe that's a sign of me getting old, maybe that's my taste, I don't know. It's nice to kind of see a series of movies that has amazing stunts, amazing comedy, amazing energy, and just fun to watch. And thanks to Eureka and 88 Films, they're restoring all these movies in proper 4K transfers, extended cuts, brand new extras, brand new editions, and I've come at the absolute perfect time to get into these movies and to watch them in a proper format, as it should be, and just great. Whether I like them, love them, or just a one-off kind of thing, at least I'm watching them in the best possible format. So I will stop rambling and actually show you what I've got. I've got 9 movies, I believe, and I'm going to go through all of them, and yeah, hopefully there'll be more soon in later videos. Let's get cracking. First off is one of his early ones, Fearless Hyena. This is the brand new 88 film release. I got it actually today, funny enough, with the limited edition slipcase, which is great. Obviously comes with a booklet. This one, wow, this was surprising. Me and my friend Alex, who's been watching the marathons with, this is really funny. Basically, this is old school Jackie Chan, very simple concept, but this is kind of showing off his kind of talents, his raw talent, in terms of being like, a bit of a prankster. I've noticed early Jackie Chan films, specifically, he's a lot more cocky, he's a lot more mischief kind of thing. He's definitely taking the piss out of people more, and it's really funny to see on screen. And this one he has a lot of fun with. He embraces that a lot more compared to some of his other ones, and it shows off his raw talent in terms of being a martial artist. The things he does in it is, tires me out, and it has a really excellent over-top fight scene finale, which is great, and it definitely ends up 15 rating for sure, being some of the violence. This is a really fun movie to watch. It's packed with lots of new extras, and it's got like a really crazy alternative track on it, which is great. I'm going to show you there you go. I did, I'm saying cards. Yeah, Fearless Hyena, really surprising, gorgeous 4K transfer. Always watch the films in the original Cantonese language with English subtitles, always watch them in the original subtitles, because it's just respects the film more, and it's just better to watch it, and sometimes the jokes flow better, and etc. Yeah, Fearless Hyena, brand new 88 film release. Highly recommend this one, guys. Okay, next up is Jackie Chan's Project A 1 and 2. This is the Riku edition with the 2K scan, packed full of extras. The second purchase I picked up after Police Story 1 and 2, actually. Really fun movies. Both films really have a lot of energy, Really funny, big scale in terms of cast. I think it said during like during the Pirates, he's part of like this task force called Project A, and it's like the Chinese seas, and it's just insane. Lots of practical effects, lots of big stunts, big fights. Collaborates with a lot of actors from previous films like Sam Hong kind of thing, and he brings back a lot of people from previous movies like Police Story and all that kind of thing, and it's great. It's really fun. Jackie's does some of the most insane stunts on there, some really life-threatening stunts. One of the things I do like about these movies is that you always see kind of like the outtakes and some of like the stunts and like the accidents that happen during the end of each film, which gives you a sense of he actually did do this. He actually did go on a clock and dangle and then fall and hurt himself and nearly broke his neck. He did do that for the sake of the film. He makes it look so easy. He literally makes all the fighting and everything that goes on the film so easy, and it's great. I would highly recommend Project 1 and 2. This is what I would describe as high tier Jackie Chan. If anyone reading my reviews on Letterboxd, I kind of describe there's kind of like 3 tiers of Jackie Chan. There's this high tier, so there's middle tier, and there's okay-ish sort of tier kind of Jackie Chan films. This is definitely one of the recommended ones I would get. Really great transfers, really great dual pack. We have Operation Condor. This is so fun. This is so good. This is probably in my top 3. Top 3 Jackie Chan films at this current moment. I've got a ranking system on Letterboxd, which you can go and check out, guys, if you want to. This was a bit of a risk buy because I watched Armor of God, the first one, which Armor of God is the first movie. Operation Condor was the second film, which has very little to do with the first one anyway. Armor of God was not great. It was good up until the end. I liked the last 20 minutes of that film. I thought the first half was very, I would say, just a bit meandering a little bit. I think he was, kind of like wasting his time. It felt like a little bit of a holiday, like Jackie Chan wanted a holiday. Obviously what happened in real life, Jackie Chan did the opening sequence of that first film, had a very serious injury, and then couldn't do a lot of the rest of the film. So, and you can tell that because a lot of the comedy, a lot of the jokes, and a lot of the things he does up until the last 20 minutes is a bit flat and doesn't quite work, and luckily the last 20 minutes just pick it up, but I didn't think it was a strong Jackie Chan film overall. Where this, on the other hand, I expected nothing, and then I got one of the best Jackie Chan films ever made. This was, I think, the biggest, the most expensive Hong Kong film ever produced. I'm going to showcase Jackie Chan's best stunts, action, blowing up, epic climax that will knock you off your socks. This is insane. This is his biggest budget films ever done. I think he directed this film as well. He did, yes. This is ridiculously funny. This is well performed, well choreographed. This kind of like Indiana Jones kind of rebel that's going around kind of stealing, various kind of like golds or treasured items or artifacts kind of thing, and it gets mixed up in this kind of Nazi sort of plot, which it's great. It has a lot of humour in it. It has a lot of great stunts. It has some of the best action scenes I've seen in a Jackie Chan film. This is really top-notch Jackie Chan film. The extended cut actually on this is really good as well. The extra footage is definitely a must. Yeah, so the original version is 107 minutes, while the extended cut is 117 minutes, so an extra 10 minutes of footage. Yeah, so brand new 2K scans on both cuts of the film. It comes with loads of extras, comes with a great booklet as well. As you can see, that slipcase. Limited edition slipcase from 88 Films. Always worth getting where you can because they do go up in price really high, especially if you go on to online. They're really hard to get after a certain time. This one I would definitely recommend picking up, guys. It's really worth your time and money. Definitely in the top 3, I would say, Jackie Chan films I've seen so far in this collection. Yeah, Operation Condor. Hey, let's keep going. We have Dragons Are Forever, another 88 film release. You're noticing a trend here. 88 Films are delivering on all these kind of amazing Jackie Chan titles over the past couple of years. And this was the limited edition slipcase, which I'm very lucky to have because they do get hard to get. This film, I heard very mixed opinions on various sites, kind of thing, on Letterboxd, IMDb, kind of thing, and very skeptical, very worried to pick this one up. And this was a pleasant surprise. I really did enjoy this. It has really like insane fighting, as all the rest of them do, but this one has some really insane fighting in it. which I was not expecting. There's some notoriously fantastic ones, including like basically a guy getting bent in half, which me and my friend Alex just love watching on rewind because it's so insane, that stunt. There's a rematch from the martial artist, a guy from Meals on Wheels, which is a great fight from that film, and he returns back here for a second fight with Jackie in this one. It makes it all better. And you've got this guy, this crazy guy here, which appears up in quite a few of Jackie Chan's films and Sam Hunk's films and various Kung Fu Hustle and various other places, and he's great as well. He's so funny, so very simple villain character, but has a lot of presence, has a lot of, you know, draw to him, and when you look at him you don't think much, but he literally kicks some serious ass, and they play him really well in the film. Yeah, the story's really fun. I really did enjoy it. I love the escalation, I love the action set pieces, I love the comedy, I love the love story, I loved where it went. Another extended version as well, which I think the extra scenes are pretty good. I think it fleshes out the third character in the movie, and it's great to see these three together on screen, because when these three are together they are a triple powerhouse. Really worth recommending this one, guys, and picking it up and having a laugh. And next up we have is Crime Story, another 88 film release. Of course, you're seeing a common pan here with the limited edition slipcase, which I have to kind of track down because, again, hard to get. I think for specific ones that I really do enjoy, the ones that are stuck in my mind a lot, I definitely want to get on the slipcase if I can, or the best possible version if I can. And this one's great. This is again another 2K scan packed full of extras, lots of really in-depth in the story. This one was a much darker film. This one much more of a later Jackie Chan film. He's definitely going into more of the serious kind of nature in terms of his kind of characters. He doesn't want to be like that typical martial arts guy that just does the typical three where you're going to set his character up, you have like a bit of a comedy ensue kind of thing and situation, and then leading up to a bad guy where he takes, you know, basically kicks ass. He was doing a lot of that kind of stuff for the mid part, like 70s, 80s, and then he kind of wanted to step away from that and take more risks, which he did with a lot of various films like The Protector and all that. And obviously with Crime Story, it is definitely stepping in a very different direction, but it works. It really does work. Like, the character, I think, is really interesting. I think the story is really good, based on what's somewhat true story. It definitely has a really intense kind of vibe going for it, and the action's meaner as well. Like when he's kicking ass in this, it's a lot more nastier. He mixes a lot more martial arts with gunplay, which is really cool to see. I really dig this. I really did enjoy this. I thought this was really an engaging crime story thriller. Happened to be a fun Jackie Chan film at the same time, in terms of, you know, the fighting, in terms of the action, and where it went. This was a general surprise. I know another surprise, which is always good to hear, to be honest. Next up we have is Rush Hour, the trilogy pack on Blu-ray. This is the German import I got a long time ago. For some reason in the UK, if I was aware of the moment, there is no Rush Hour 2 on Blu-ray in the UK, so I had to get the German import, which has all three films, obviously with, you know, the original English language, which is good, and nice to have all three in Blu-ray, which is great. Really nice little pack, nice and simple. Yeah, Rush Hour films, well, what can I say? I mean, most people have seen Rush Hour. If you haven't seen Rush Hour, this is a good one to start off on. It definitely uses him in the right way. It definitely... The first Rush Hour film was very smart in using Jackie Chan in terms of being the foreigner that comes to, you know, fish out of the water story, meets with the biggest mouth, you know, in LA, Chris Tucker, which is a great partnership, a great friendship, and you can tell they're having so much fun on screen together, and that's what makes it still good today, still fun to watch today, because them two work so well together in terms of their fighting, in terms of their comedy, in terms of where they want to go, and they really bounce off each other so well. They really shouldn't be, they're the two opposites that somehow work, and Rush Hour 2 takes it in the right direction with him going to Hong Kong, solving a mystery down there, and again, it just works really well. Third one obviously is the weakest one, but still pretty good, still pretty fun. You know, it's I would love a fourth one to kind of finish off properly. It's a shame that the third one didn't fully use Jackie Chan's kind of like, you know, stunt work, because in the first two he's definitely doing a lot more than he is in the third one. It's a bit of a shame, but the third one's still fun. It's still a good you know, completion of the trilogy, and it calls back on a lot of jokes from the first two, and it's always good to see them two, you know, together on screen and having a laugh, having fun. And Rush Hour is a, you know, an instant kind of like, you know, watch for Jackie Chan. Especially if you haven't seen any film. If you want an introduction to Jackie Chan films, you haven't seen any of his films, Rush Hour is the perfect kind of trilogy to get into first. Okay guys, coming close to the end now, I'm going to go through the main four, which I wanted to save to last, because it's the most interesting to talk about, is Police Story 1 and 2. This is where it all started for my marathon, and this was a complete risk buy, saw it at a good price on Amazon. The first Police Story film was such a joyride to watch in terms of really insane stunts, which he really pushes everything in this film in terms of a fantastic opening with a buzz, in terms of the mall sequence of lots and lots of glass and fighting, and a crazy kind of like mall stunt where he was on a pole and then he literally like landed, nearly broke his neck on that as well. It's just insane the stuff he does, on top of a really well written character that has a really fun relationship with his girlfriend Maggie, which the comedy in there is so like really back and forth. It's great. The interaction he has with all the supporting roles are really good in the film as well. The villains are fun, is great. The villains are really good as well. Fun, pure action experience for the first Police Story film for sure. Police Story 2 I did really like as well. I definitely need to give it a second viewing, I think. I think it went more of the Lethal Weapon edge. You can definitely tell with Jackie Chan films, he definitely inspires a lot from, you know, other movies kind of thing. You know, obviously with Operation Condor, it was sort of like his version of Indiana Jones. I would say Police Story 2 is his version of Lethal Weapon a little bit, in a weird way. It definitely softens the comedy and goes more serious, goes a bit more darker. He's definitely, it's a lot more of a bigger story with this kind of conspiracy, this kind of criminal organization he's kind of, you know, taking on. The direction's very different in that. But it's still good. It still goes to the right places. There's definitely some insane action sequences. Definitely some really good performances, surprises. The warehouse fight scene at the end is really amazing to watch. Good one to pick up. Police Story 1 and 2. Obviously this is a Eureka edition with the 4K scans. Lots and lots of extras. I believe this was originally on the Criterion edition in the US, which I think is the same edition practically, but if you haven't got it and you want to pick it up, this is pretty cheap and you can get it for a good price on Amazon right now. So yeah, Police Story 1 and 2 is definitely good high tier Jackie Chan films. Definitely where his most pure talent started from in terms of comedy, action, stunt work, etc. Yeah, Police Story 1 and 2 is really good, and it's a good, interesting evolution of his movies, which comes to Police Story 3. This is the 4K remastered edition, not the 4K Blu-ray, but a 4K like transfer practically. They just call it 4K remastered there on there. This is from Hong Kong. I had to import this. This was quite a pricey one, but definitely worth the money for it, because Police Story 3 is awesome. If Police Story 1 is more of like a comedy, more like just a fun kind of police story kind of comedy, the second one's more of a Lethal Weapon, this is more like The Raid. This is like him going undercover. This is him going on a much more bigger scale kind of mission. He's hired by the Chinese kind of military to kind of take on this kind of like you know, arms dealer, and it goes places. Really, it's a lot darker, but it's also really fun. It definitely has a good share of comedy. It definitely has a good sense of, you know, build up and escalation, and some incredible stunts and some really risky stuff with a chopper and a train sequence, and there's a lot more gun work, a lot more martial arts. His co-star is really fantastic as well. They play off each other really well. Again, another good comedy side character with Maggie. She comes back again for the third time and they do good stuff with her as well, which is great. This was definitely worth the pick up. I really wanted to see this because I heard it was great. Definitely worth the price tag for it. This of course is the 4K remaster. It looks brilliant. It's of course got English subtitles, so don't worry guys if you want to watch it and want to pick it up. It has English subtitles. There's no extras unfortunately. I think there's maybe like a trailer or something. Very kind of simple menu loadout screen kind of thing, but just got a nice slipcase, which is a nice surprise. That's same artwork kind of thing on there. As you can see there you go. So yeah, this at the current moment, this is the only way to get Police Story 3, unless you're going from Hong Kong Rescue, which they do. They're kind of like custom kind of Blu-rays, but if you want an official release, definitely get this import from Hong Kong. And we come to the last one, which is Jackie Chan's Police Strike, or Police Story 4. Yeah, this is the German import Warner Brothers Blu-ray. Yes, it is. Yeah, unfortunately, this one is not as good, mainly because this is not the full uncut version. We're missing 20 minutes of this film, which is a damn shame, because I've seen the stilts, I've seen the alternative stuff for it, and it's a much stronger version of the film. For some reason, New Line Cinema, you know, wanted to chop the film down and, you know, kind of force this kind of like English dub, tone down some of the more violent aspects of the film, change some of the music tones. It's just a completely different way of the film. It's a very different cut of the film. It's a damn shame, because we just haven't been able to get a full, you know, Hong Kong version of the film yet, and I have no access to it, so I can't watch it. If you know, there's no way of me actually going out there and trying to find it to watch it or to buy it potentially. It's a damn shame. But the film is actually pretty fun. It is fun for, you know, for this cut. I can tell what he wanted to do. This one's more of the Bond. This is more international. He's going to various places, from Australia to Russia, I think, and big scale action sequences, very specific fight scenes. A lot more comedy, definitely the same character that's continuing on, you know, being this kind of super cop, this kind of legend in Hong Kong, and it's good. It's a good direction to go into. It's great. It's a good evolution. Watching from 1 to 4, it's really good. It's just a shame that we're never going to see that full, you know, Hong Kong version at this current moment, anyway, unless 88 Films or Eureka managed to get a hold of that cut. Yeah, I haven't got access yet to New Police Story or Lockdown. There's a couple of Jackie Chan films that I've ordered on the way, which I will get to in a next video. Let me know what your favourite Jackie Chan film is, guys. Which one's your favourite? Which ones do you own? Which ones do you recommend? I'd love to talk about more about Jackie Chan in general. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Much appreciated. And I will see you on the next video. This is Andrew from Amphlett Reviews, signing off.